Hello, this is Julie from Bubble Bearers Crafts. Thank you for joining me today. Today is Silver Republic and Stampin' Up Saturday, and I'm bringing you a pair of earrings which are called the Autumn Fall earrings, and each earring is made up of 9 individual skeleton style leaves that hang from the earring. And I'm taking the inspiration from these for my little gift bag today. And I'm using the Back to Black designer series paper, and although these are feathers, they just reminded me of this set of earrings. So this is what I'm going to show you how to make. It's just a simple bag in design, but it has a little sort of belly band that you slip off so you can put your gifts in side there. So this is what I'm going to show you how to make. So to do this, let's put these to one side. To do this you will need a piece of cardstock, and this needs to measure 6 inches by 12 inches. I'm now going to bring in the scoreboard, and as always don't worry about any of the sizes or the scoring. Click in the see more and there'll be a link that will take you straight over to this project. So with your long side in the top of your scoreboard, we need to score at 4 inches, 5.5 inches, 9.5 inches, and again at 11. And then rotating your cardstock so the short side is now at the top, we just need to score at 1.5. And that's all of the scoring done. Pop this out of the way. We can then come along and we can just burnish all of our score lines, which will give us a nice crisp finish to our bag. Then once we've done that, you'll see that you have a narrow area on the left hand side, and we just need to come along with our scissors and take out the little rectangle at the bottom. So taking our scissors and following the score line, chop out and remove this little rectangle. You'll be then left with 3 score lines, I hope you can see this, along the bottom that run up to the score line along here. We're just going to take a cut up to this score line and a couple of notches. So cutting up the score line and then just remove a notch from either side. We can come along and do the same on these 2 score lines here. And then we can start putting this all together, and on this little narrow edge that we have here, I'm just going to pop some adhesive on. I'm going to use snail just for speed today, but I would suggest using either a liquid glue or some sticky strip so that you get a good bond on your bag. So just running your adhesive down on this edge, folding over the side, lining it all up and sticking that into place. And then folding in the bottom and keeping all of your edges towards the back of the bag, so the side seam is at the back, and when this is all closed up, the edge here will be at the back. So just running some more adhesive and closing up the bottom of your bag. And then we can check which is the back. There it is. Then we can go on and we can put our designer series paper on, and obviously I'm using the Back to Black, and this needs to measure 4.25 inches by 3 3/4. And again I'm just going to put this on using some snail. Just lining that up onto the bag and popping that into place. I turn the bag over normally and just run my hand inside so that it all sticks down. And then just to close the bag, if you gently pinch on the sides, pushing that in, that will encourage it. And just running your fingers down the side so that your bag closes nicely. Then for the belly band part at the top, you will need a piece of cardstock that measures 1 inch by 9.5 inches, and all I simply do is just lay that underneath my bag, and then I just fold the ends round and mould it to the bag. And just sort of put a little squish around. Once you're happy with the position that you want this to be in, we can then use some more adhesive. Again, I would suggest using some liquid glue, but I'm just going to use some snail. And just on this end, I'm just going to close this all down, lining it all up and sticking that into place. And then there's the band on the bag. We can then go on and do some stamping. So I'm bringing in some Whisper White, and today I am going to use the, if I can get hold of it, You Brighten My Day set, and I'm using There Is Always Something to Be Thankful For at the bottom here. So matching up with the cardstock, which is Rich Razzleberry, I'm taking the matching ink. I'm just going to stamp one of these out. Sorry, that's my phone going off. I'm then using the tag note punch, and I'm going to punch that out. I'm then taking another piece of the Designer Series paper and punching another label out, and another piece of the matching Rich Razzleberry too. And then I'm going to take some dimensionals. Where did I put them? Oh, here they are, right in front of my nose. And then I'm just sticking a couple of dimensionals onto the Rich Razzleberry. Then taking the Designer Series paper, and I'm just offsetting over the top. Then I'm taking another couple of dimensionals onto there. And then I'm going to offset the sentiment onto the top, so it gives a nice shadowed effect underneath. Then bring it back in the bag, and to cover where you have your seam, I'm just going to pop another couple of dimensionals actually over the seam and remove the backing, and then I'm just going to place my sentiment over the top and stick that in place. And then just to finish it all off, I have a piece of the cotton ribbon in the Rich Razzleberry, which I've made into a bow, and I'm just going to use a glue dot and put one onto the back, and then I'm just going to stick that on top of my sentiment. And then just to finish it all off, I'm taking some rhinestones. Oops. And I'm just going to pop a little one onto the tag, and then some more of the little ones just down the edge of the belly band, just to add that extra little bit of detail. Oh, can't get it to turn over. There we go, couldn't pick hold of it. And there we go, that's it, completely finished. So it is a very quick and simple project to do, and I do hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial, and thank you very much for joining me. Bye bye.